So here at Student Therapy, we love to get our therapists what they need. One thing that's popular in the schools is adapted scissors, which allow students to be successful with cutting even if they just have a gross grasp, as the scissors open up for them on their own. Adapted scissors cost about $10 online, whereas a 2-pack of scissors like this would cost $3. So I was looking at a way to do it yourself with these adapted scissors. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is remove the plastic from these scissors so we just have the metal piece that cuts. To do this, we're going to apply heat. And we're going to apply heat to this area here. You can see I've already done it with these scissors. So, and obviously if we're making it hot enough to take the plastic off, it can burn your hand. Notice that I'm not touching any piece of the scissors. Then you're going to slide out the metal piece so you have just the piece you need. Discard the other piece. The next step is to get the tubing. If you go to any auto parts store, you can get auto tubing that has a small center that'll fit around that metal portion. 10 foot of tubing costs about $5.50. The next thing you're going to do is measure it out so you have maybe 7 inches of tubing. So you measure out 7 inches, snip it off, there you have it. You'll take the automotive tubing, plug it into the scissors, like that. Then you have the adapted scissors all ready to go for maybe $1.65. So I'll take a closer look now at how I actually melted the scissors off so you can see if that's something you want to get into, or if maybe you have a friend that's a plumber that you want to just melt off some scissors for you. Thank you. So here you can see the scissors. I've attached it to a vice grip just to be a little bit easier on myself and the fact that I have a vice grip. Next, you're going to take some mappy gas, something you'd use to sweat copper pipes. Get a flame going and just kind of cook the base of the scissors until you get them pretty hot. They might start burning up a little bit like that. You can blow them out, and then you're just going to pull off the back portion. Oops. But you can see that one worked a little bit better. Let's see if we can pull this portion off here. There we go. So that worked out okay. And then what you have at the end is just the base back of the scissors. Now if you do something like that with gas, you're probably going to end up with a little bit of blackhead marking on there. So you can just clean that off. And this cools down pretty quick. So it'll end up looking nice and clean, like you just bought this part on your own. So another type of adaptive scissors is one that has a loop on the back, but it allows your fingers to still work inside of the scissors. So if a student is getting the grasp and they can start to open them on their own, they have their fingers oriented in the right way. Now I made this one, you can see, with regular duct tape. I also took a twist tie for a tie for the back. You know, one of those ratcheting ties just like this. We've seen these before. And it's not the most attractive thing. So someone recommended, why don't you use some colored duct tape, and that might be looking a little bit better. So something that a child might be more inclined to use. So as you can see, these work very well, and they kind of look nice with the colored duct tape. I used purple here. Let's take a look at exactly how this was done. First I took the twist tie and I cut off the back piece of it. Then I took a piece of the purple duct tape and I wrapped it up. This step is just for the aesthetics of the whole thing. Alright, and because I want this whole thing to be purple, looks like I left a little bit in the back. I'll just cut that off. The next step, you're going to take the scissors and we're just going to wrap a little duct tape to fix these pieces in place. And then that looks pretty good, but I like to bring out one more piece just to finish these ends nicely. Plus it'll help add to their life, because you can make sure the duct tape doesn't start to come off. And they sell duct tape with zebra patterns, so if your student's favorite animal is the zebra, you could even get them that, but I don't know if you'll be saving money on the project anymore if you do it that way. But you can see that was a really easy way to make scissors that open on their own. So let's troubleshoot something. You've made your scissors, but when you cut with them, they don't open very far. Well, what happens is sometimes these scissors, the blades are really close together, so you want to separate them out a little bit. So what you're going to do is just pry them open so you get it close to the end. You can stick some type of piece of metal. I'm using a closed box cutter here. And then you just kind of pry it so it's pushing the blades open so they're not close together. If you don't have a box cutter like this, you can use your imagination. You could use a butter knife and you just kind of pry into it. You could use a screwdriver. Don't use your finger. So when you do that, let's see if I did it well enough. I didn't. So sometimes I'll let it sit for a little while, or really push it down into here so I can open these up a lot. So once they're open for a little while, there we go. Now it's opening good and it's all set to go.